Hello and welcome. My name is Anne. I am a very part-time reseller. And this is my death pile. Sadly, only one of them. I don't know how I got into this. Well, I kind of know how I got into this. I decided back in February to challenge myself to start posting more on eBay. I have been on eBay for the last 20 years, since 2004, part-time, very gradually, like hardly anything, inconsistent. And so definitely not anything that was like a full-time job. Just selling things that I have found at garage sales, some of my kids' items at that time, or a lot of buying on eBay as well. And so I have been a seller and a buyer on the platform since 2004. In February, I was realizing now that I'm an empty nester, I was trying to fill a little bit of that void of not being a full-time mom. I work full-time, but I needed a new hobby, and realized after watching some YouTube channels about reselling, I thought, well, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to see if all of these tips and tricks that I am learning from these other resellers work. And I'll let you know how it went. Started that in February. March started taking it seriously, gathered several items that I thought would sell around my home, in our storage, and then actually went to Goodwill, thrift stores, and found some items I thought that would be really good. And I did okay. Was doing just fine. Really enjoying my time with my husband and some friends and my daughter, picking up items and turning around and reselling them. And it was kind of working. Like the more I would post items to sell, sure, I was selling some items. And then in April, my husband was taking note, and he's like, you're kind of sending me to the post office quite more frequently. And I was excited, and I was telling him what I was actually doing. And I showed, not this, but what some of the videos I was watching. And with him wanting to retire in 2 years, and we already have a vintage store, we're already out and about. Why not add, something more to it? And paying off a little extra debt, saving some money, and getting him ready to just retire and maybe doing this, when he is on his own time, when I'm still at work, because I'm still going to have to work, unfortunately. So anyways, in April, he joined me, and I have been consistently at it since then. And I knew I would give myself about 6 months. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So I'm just hit my beginning of my 7th month. It's November. And I wanted to do a video to let others know if it was working or not working. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed, to be honest. Not horribly, because it's been enjoyable, but it's just in the selling part of it. I started just selling on the eBay platform because I was familiar with it and was doing okay. And then I decided to branch out to Poshmark. And with Poshmark, I don't have Poshmark VA. I don't have the prime listing services that just keep pushing and sharing your items. I know when I post on, put things into my closet on Poshmark, others are sharing my items, and I'm thankful for that. But I don't think I participate enough. I think if you're going to be posting on Poshmark, you do maybe need to spend the money to sell more on that platform. I've heard that works. I have not done this yet. I would love to hear from you if you would comment below and let me know if you notice a difference to branch out with some kind of a sharing listing platform. Because I've sold things on Poshmark, and I started that in June. And so since June, I think I've sold maybe truly 8 items. And recently, I did get my first bundle. I was so excited. It was 3 days ago, actually. And I got my first bundle, and I told my husband, I'm a bundler, got a bundle. It was actually Ralph Lauren items. This person purchased a Ralph Lauren's cardigan, which I loved, got it at the bins for $1. Another men's, like a zip up, quarter zip sweater for $1. And then a few months ago, which is an older item, I had gotten a men's button down short sleeve, button up short sleeve, Ralph Lauren seersucker shirt that this person purchased. And I actually had spent $5 on that. I don't know if I would spend that amount of money now with more experience, but that's okay. I got that, I think, in May. And so it really I wasn't holding on to it too long. The other two items, the sweaters, I got recently at the bins, and I just posted them both. And so they were not listed very long. So that's exciting. So that would be my first recommended brand. Would be Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren, and Ralph Lauren. Seems to work just fine. So it was total price for all three items came to $76. They offered me $65, and then my profit after all fees on Poshmark was $52. That to me is fabulous. This may not be fabulous for you, and that's okay. I'm excited that I made that kind of profit. My husband's hope, honestly, is $10 an item. Mine, $15 and higher. If I'm going to take the time to list and source and all that, I would personally like to have a low average of $15 in a profit. I did start doing Vendu, which is a cross-listing platform as far as an inventory. You can list and delist, and it keeps track of my inventory. This is not on there. And I get all my photos through there. I weigh everything. I literally do everything so that I can now use Vendu to cross-list to other platforms, which then got me onto Mercari. Mercari, everyone has said is dead. I've been selling on it, actually more frequently than like Poshmark. And I don't know if it's because I'm new on there. I just started this in October, so just a few weeks, but I've sold maybe a dozen items on there. Not as high of a profit though. I have noticed that Mercari has a lower profit margin, but that's okay because the seller doesn't pay any fees, the buyer does. And so I try to keep my items at a lower cost to benefit that for the buyers as well, because they're paying the shipping fees and the platform fees. And so that's been kind of fun as far as, I love to sell, obviously. And so that's been really good. The other platform I've tried is Whatnot. I love Whatnot. I haven't sold anything. Nothing. I've done a couple shows, and it was nice to interact with everybody. I think if you are able to get palettes or have been on there a little bit longer, probably you have that following. But I have used Whatnot as a retail arbitrage? Is that what it's called? Where I'm kind of buying their items that they have resourced and buying low, and then why not? It's not the comfort of my home. I'm on my couch, might be watching TV with my husband, and I'm shopping on Whatnot, and they ship it to me. And all I have to do is post it on my platforms. And I actually have made several sales by doing things like that. And so I think in the future, I'd like to, and when I have more time, do some more shows on Whatnot. Please, if you're doing that or have any experience that will help me, I would love to hear it. Please comment below, and I will try to respond to everyone's questions. And I love people's experience and knowledge, and so I'd love to learn. And so if you could share what has worked for you on any of these platforms, it would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. I gotta get this room done. my youngest son's coming for the holidays. Haven't seen him in 8 months. This is his room. We actually have another guest bedroom. We call it the grandbaby's room. It's similar, unfortunately. So needless to say, I think we are enjoying the purchasing part and the resourcing part of this whole thing. But we have stopped and we're going to get through the desk piles. I like to keep a very well-kept home, and right now it is not. And how quickly it became to this situation is kind of unexpected, I guess, but it really, truly shouldn't be. It's a beautiful snowy day here. Winter is upon me. So I think that gives me a time to hibernate and get posting. And that's another thing I want to bring up. I do not live in a city. I live very rurally. And so the items that I am finding are not, I would say, like, be on the lookout, the BOLO items. Rarely do I find them. I live in an area that would be considered a resort area. People come here to vacation. We have a beautiful lake. We have a beautiful mountain to ski on. And so 3 seasons of the year, it can be pretty busy here from people from out of town, or they have second homes here. And so sometimes when the more wealthy people come to visit, we always hope that they're leaving something at the Goodwill, because I can find some items then. But even when I go to my local Goodwill bins, they're 90 minutes away. And so I have to plan that. And like I said, I work full time for our local school, and I'm exhausted by the end of the day. It's tough. You know, I love the junior and seniors, high students that I work with, but it is tiring. And so to find that time to consistently list and do this even basic part-time is challenging. But I do really love the cost of the finds that we find at blah, blah, blah. Do love going to the bins, and the cost to profit is great. I can find at the bins maybe spending 50 cents to $1 an item, depending on what we get and how heavy the items are. Sometimes I think the most that we would spend there is $2 an item. And so if I'm turning around and selling things for 15 to 20, preferably 20, my profit margin for me, I'm happy with. But like I said, if you have any tips and tricks, I would love to hear them and learn from you as well. My next video, I might show my other desk pile and show you how I'm actually storing my items. And maybe I can do a ship for you video as well and tell you what I just sold. I recently just sold, and highly recommend, bras. Surprisingly, I learned that from another reseller selling bras and belts. And honestly, they're not a high profit, but they're a quick seller. And so that makes me happy. So those are my 2. If you haven't thought about selling them and they're in great condition, definitely sell belts and bras. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for spending your time with me. I'm not even embarrassed. I should be, but I'm not, because it's been really enjoyable. I'm a little, like I said, a little disappointed. I have sold more items than I have in the past, but not near the amount that other resellers are talking about on YouTube. Is that my fault? Possibly. Still learning, but let's learn together. And thank you for spending your time with me. If you like this video, please hit the little like button and subscribe. I will be doing more of these soon, and you probably will end up meeting my husband as well. So his perspective is a little bit different from mine, and I enjoy it because he's enjoying it, but we see items differently. And a lot of the stuff he finds for our vintage booth, which we have a vintage booth as well, and I will take you there, between the vintage booth and all the online platforms, his finds still better than mine. So anyways, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.